Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I am so excited to share this with you. This kit came out on the 15th of November and this is handmade by tags, and there's some funny stuff and then there's some just like handmade with love tags, but then there's also a bunch of like new sentiment styles and some different like tag style options to go with our card sketch or tag sketch. But I have been playing with this nonstop. So you're actually going to get 2 stepped up emergency card kit videos this week. And in this first one, I'm really playing with like what other dies did I have that I could turn into some cute tags while still keeping it quick, keeping it fun, keeping the price point really low. So in this first video, I'm only bringing in 1 die set outside of our standard like circle punches and circle dies. This is from Brutus-Monroe. It's called Arctic Hugs, and this is their die of the month for November 2023. You guys, it's $15. That's it, 15 bucks, and the set is massive. So for my first tag, I'm just keeping it super simple. I cut out a gift for you in pink, and then the shadow die I cut from some navy cardstock, and I'm going to use that same shadow die on this page that has the to and from without the circle around it. You could certainly just stamp the to and from and that would also work. Then I'm going to bring this to my scoreboard and I'm going to score it at maybe 2 1/8 of an inch, just kind of at the base of the A. I'm making a little hinge so that the tag can open. I'm adding some double-sided adhesive. This is Scor-Tape. It's the strongest double-sided adhesive that I have, and I have little kids. And so if I'm putting a tag together and they might go sifting through the presents, I need it to be as strong as possible. Then I'm going to cut some black and white baker's twine. I have no idea where that came from, you guys. If I can find some similar, I'll link it. But use what you have. Ribbon, twine, whatever you've got, and then a little bit of wet glue on top of that. So my double-sided tape will give me that instant grab, and the wet glue will make sure that it holds really, really well. And that finishes up tag number 1. I thought about layering up the word die cuts just to give me that pop of dimension, but I was like, you know what? We're going to keep it simple. For the second tag, we're going to use the polar bear and his little arms pop up so he can hold a present. I've cut it twice, and the back one, I don't need those arms to pop. So I am taping them down. I just used Micropore tape. It's a medical tape. It's super, super cheap. And I like it because it's a paper tape. And so it's really easy to glue on top of it or to use my alcohol markers on top of it, but it still sticks pretty well. So I am now just decorating the face or adding on the face. The little eyeballs, I did go in with a white gel pen. It leaves a little indentation where that pupil would go. And so that gel pen just gives that little extra pop. It's a couple quick pieces. You've got ears, a little like muzzle, and then the nose. I added rosy cheeks, but certainly you could skip that. And then there's a scarf that I have cut out of some pattern paper to give me a nice sort of wintry stripe. Then there's a present. It's 3 quick pieces. So there's a lid that goes on the top, and then I cut the bow and the like wrapping around of the ribbon on the box out of some white glitter cardstock, and I will add that on top of it as well. I'm a busy mom and I have a full-time job, and so it's not like I'm going to make stepped up tags like this for every present that I give out, but a handful of them, you bet. I think I'm going to end up with about 20 to 25 like really specialty tags, and that's great for me. I have a huge, huge family in town, so it's enough for like each person to get 1 stepped up tag. I'm just sticking that little present into his hands and then adding a little glue to make sure everything is going to stay where I put it. Then I get a little ambitious here. I've added glue all over the back of my polar bear, but I still need to add my ribbon. So I'm putting some double-sided tape on the back of him. I think it's 1/2 inch Scor-Tape. And then I'll just create a little loop out of some glittery silvery ribbon, and I'm gonna stick that right into that double-sided tape. I know this ribbon, it's super plasticky, and so it does not like to adhere with wet glue. So I added some more double-sided tape right on top of that. And now I can take my bear with the glue all over and just sandwich that ribbon right in between. I want to add an emergency sentiment onto the back, and this is a 2-inch circle. And if you flip it over, you can just ever so slightly see it hanging out either side of the bear. but I have a set of circle dies from Waffle Flower that cuts the 1/8 inches in between my normal 1/4 inch dies. So this is a 1 7/8 inch circle die. If you don't have that option, skip it and it'll still look great. For a sentiment, I'm adding a to from tag that then also has that little circle sentiment that goes around the outside. This one says, handmade for you with love and swear words. In the end, I am going to make 2 of these polar bear tags, and the other one says handmade and kind of quirky. And I think both of those suit me really, really well. I've adhered it with some removable adhesive so that I can reuse these tags again for another Christmas or gift giving occasion, simply by swapping out the to and from. The penguin is slightly trickier because it's a single die that cuts out the black part of the body and the white part of the body. So on the die that's going to go in the back, or the body that's going to go in the back, I am adding that Micropore tape all over the seam where the 2 pieces connect, and that's going to be enough. My penguin's going to hold together just fine. And then now I'm holding in like the white piece into the black piece so I can start assembling the face. This comes together really, really quickly. So it's just, again, there's 2 cheeks. When you cut out all of the dies, there's separate eyes and cheeks for the penguin and separate eyes and cheeks for the bear, so that you're running things through your die cutting machine a little less. They also connected all of the really tiny pieces. So like all the penguin face pieces are one die, all the bear face pieces are a separate die, so that I don't lose things, which I love. I just cut everything out of white and then came in with my markers to add like the pink and the orange for the beak. You can see on the large eyeballs, there are little indentions where the other piece of the eye should go. So I just added little dots of glue and then removed a little bit of it so I don't have glue kind of oozing through his eyeballs. That sounds really weird. Sorry, everybody. And then again, I'm getting kind of ambitious here. I am going to add this little black piece to my backer body. But I shouldn't have added it to his little wings, his flippers yet, because I do want to put a present in there. So you can see me figuring out what I just did, and I'm going to pop that up a little bit with my pokey tool. And then I'll add glue all over the white piece, and it will just nestle in there like a little puzzle piece. And I'm a little bit off, like somehow in putting this together at the bottom, I have a little bit of extra cardstock hanging off, but that's okay. We'll trim that off later and no one's going to notice. Again, I'm just taking my pokey tool and getting his little wings up a little bit so that he can hold this present. We're going to do this one in some dark teal cardstock, and then I'll add the ribbon onto that. I have the scarf for this one just out of some plain fuchsia cardstock, but on the other penguin I did too. I'll show you it as well. I did his scarf out of teal and then the present out of pink. And on the scarf, I took my white gel pen and did a whole bunch of like little different sized polka dots all over it, which was super fun. I love that one. I think more than this one, but it took a fair bit of extra time to do that. So I only have time to do it once. I think next time I want a pattern on the scarf, I will just use pattern paper like I did on the polar bear. And here you can see me kind of trimming off just at the very bottom. Once again, I have a 1 7/8 inch circle out of that same fuchsia cardstock, and then I'm going to punch out just a simple to from. There's nothing sassy or snarky. Not every family member of mine appreciates that, but you can see on the back I could add just the to and from, and that looks great, right? If you don't have those in between sizes, don't worry about it. I will say though, if you're watching this live as it's coming out, Waffle Flower is having some bananas sales this week. And you might be able to find, it's called the additional circles. You might be able to find it on sale. If I see it, I'll put it in my community page on YouTube to let you know where to find it. For my ribbon on this one, I just punched a hole right through his forehead using my Crop-A-Dial. It's a 1/8 inch punch on one side and then a slightly bigger punch on the other side. Still smaller than like a standard hole punch. And then I will run that ribbon right through the hole and create a little knot at the top so that I have a loop and I can add that onto a gift. You could also hang this on a tree. Like, these would be adorable ornaments. I just think they're so stinking cute. I know that the penguin is more work because the body is 2 separate pieces, but He's my favorite, especially this guy. There's that polka dot scarf that I love so much, right? And on the back of both of them is just that to from, again, with the removable adhesive, so I can reuse them again another time. So those are the tags for this first video. I would love to know which one is your favorite. If you are interested in the free printable, all I ask is that you subscribe to my channel and then go down to the bottom of the description box below the video and you'll find instructions for subscribers on how to download. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time.